Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and it's time for another press workout. And I have to say, I'm really happy with this training session. Everything other than my press, which I hit muscle failure on, went great. My closed grip pause bench was good. I told you guys I'd bump the weight back up to a decent weight, which, again, last set was challenging. So I know I've picked an appropriate weight for a 5x5. And guys, you guys are going to be surprised where I go with my training in another month or so, because I'm making this transition for a reason. And people who have followed me since the beginning probably have guessed where I'm going to go with this. All right. You guys know where I'm going to go with this. Anyone who has been a long-term follower, you've been following me at least 5 years. You've been following me at least 5 years. You guys know where I'm probably going to go with all this. You guys know what I always return to as my traditional strength building type of training. And no, it's not Bulgarian. That's one of the two things I'm really, really well known for. But you guys will see where I'm going to go. It should be pretty obvious. As soon as I start splitting my training in any way, even a push-pull, you guys know where I'm going. I will leave that for other people to figure out. But yes, I have slowly incorporated a small amount of cardio again, but not true cardio. Because we need to be realistic here. I do need to be more athletic. But my concern was that it was interfering with lower body size, particularly while doing the Bulgarian wall cutting. But eventually, as I try to recomp, you guys know I do need endurance and eventually GPP work back in here. You all know, if you followed me, there's only one way to program all those elements at once. So I'll leave it a surprise, and people will just have to watch over the next few months. Because I feel like I've got the biggest chunk of the fat loss done. At this point, I can slow cut. I can work on multiple performance elements and just slowly continue to bring the body weight down. See if we can recomp, see if we can gain strength, see if we can gain some performance elements while getting the scale down under 200. A lot of people have these ideas, oh, you should cut to 180s. No, not going to happen. I have enough muscle mass and enough muscle memory. I don't have to do that to be really lean. I don't have to go to the 180s. I can be in the 190s, be just fine. So that's the direction we're going to go. And I feel like that for me, as long as I can maintain a weight under 200 pounds, that's all that matters as far as scale weight goes. That's going to be my healthy spot's going to be somewhere between 190 and 199. Will also let me walk into any sort of meat I want without cutting water. That'd be a good, nice spot to sit. So yeah, the closed grip press went really good, right? 275. Pause reps. And the reason there looks like a little bit of bounce because I used my whippier bar today. I didn't think about that. Instead of my stiff bar, that whippy bar has that little bit of bounce at the bottom, especially when you hold it in the middle. Oops, my bad. By the way, Dave Tate hates that expression. But yeah, the last one was a little bit challenging, which tells me I picked a really good weight. This is pretty much my 5x5 max. Not my 5 rep max, but my 5 set of 5 max. Because here we are on that last set, and it was a little bit tough. But that's good. That means we're stimulating some adaptation. And the funny thing is, people need to remember, my push-pull is still essentially full body, isn't it? When you look at it this way, what didn't get worked today? Arguably, what, my biceps and my hamstrings didn't get that much work. All right? That's about it. Everything else got worked. Everything else got worked. Delts, pecs, triceps, quads, glutes, lats. These lifts do build your lats. Even the barbell squat builds your lat. But high bar squats went good. My form is cleaned up dramatically. I'm going to work on using this form. We're going to build strength with this form. We're going to try to rebuild my old strength with this high bar form. Now, I was hitting 475 every day with high bar for a little while, right? I was doing 485 low bar, and then I was doing high bar. But I'm a little more upright now, and you guys notice the form looks cleaner. Lower back pain is gone. Now, am I barely hitting meet legal depth? Yeah, I'm maybe an inch below parallel. That's fine. That's all we have to do. That's all we have to do. I'm avoiding that posterior pelvic tilt. But I got 5 sets of 5 with 315. Now, a lot of people are going to be like, oh my God, you've been training for decades and you're doing work sets with 315. You've been abusing anabolic, guys. For the record, guys, I do not have decades of anabolic abuse. Again, myths, bullshit, nonsense. Through the entirety of my life, I'm 42 now, I have a few years of what I would classify as abuse doses in my life earlier on. Not at all in my 40s. And keep in mind, guys, it's not what modern idea of abuse is. Right? We're not talking Jerry Ward level doses. Like, I've never touched anything close to what we know Jerry Ward has admitted to having used, for example. So I'm in the normal testosterone range right now, guys. If you were to go pull my blood work, I would be absolutely in the normal range. I would be right around 650 nanograms per deciliter, with the reference range being 300 to 1,000. That's where I would be right now. So, and I'm also coming back from having pulled my erectors. So no, this is not heavyweight. But I think for me, coming back from that, it's a good starting point. Being able to do 5x5 with 315 is a good starting point. Now, are we going to be back to reps with over 400 again this year? Obviously. Obviously, I'm going to be repping over 400 again this year. If I can stay injury-free, right? Injury-free, that's the name of the game. So that's going to require me to continue to pay very close attention to my technique on these things. It's going to require me to make sure my core is strong, my spinal erectors are strong. We're going to have to keep everything tight. And I'm going to have to pay close attention to fatigue management. Fatigue management is critical. And that's a big part of all of this. And my training is going to have to revolve around fatigue management, maximum recoverable volume, things like that. That's another reason I can't run as big of a deficit. Right? I need the extra recovery. Doesn't mean I'm not going to be in a deficit. It's just going to be slower. And that's okay. I've already lost over 40 pounds of body fat. Right? I've lost over like 40 pounds of body fat already. Losing the next 20. If I can lose the next 20 in the same amount of time it took me to lose 40, that's fine. That's perfect. Right? Another 20 pounds of body fat lost. Be good to go. Hell, I don't even really need to lose another 20 to where most people will be like, oh, dude's pretty lean. Because I can tell you guys right now, when I am shirtless, the internet might not think I'm lean, but everyone else thinks I look good. Looks just fine. So, but we start talking another 15, 20 pounds of fat loss. Get my strength back, build some athleticism. What does that mean? That means probably GPP work and barbell complexes and cleans and snatches and cardio, all that good stuff. I'm gonna have to add all these things in over time, though. A lot of people said, by the way, they haven't seen Nova lately. You guys look in the bottom right down there. You see Nova. He's staring out the window. He's chilling in here when I train. He just doesn't run up because of where everything is placed now. He doesn't really get in the camera view. But a lot of times he chills in here when I train. But he's out there looking out the window. He's a good watchdog. He's a good boy right there. That's 100% good boy. And his coat is really shiny. I've been giving him a lot of eggs lately. People ask about all those eggs I have. A lot of those are his. He loves eggs. And I've noticed like his coat is super shiny. It's like I give him an egg with every meal. Loves it. But the squats were good, man. Good starting point. The press, decided to do sets of 8 today, and I couldn't get my last set. First couple were good. The last set, I think I failed around rep 6. I was just so fatigued. I think the close grip pressing did that. But the press is still going to be a mainstay. We're going to keep it in here. It's going to be my big 4. And I don't know, we may not do the pull-ups for a little while. I may just do rows for a while. It's my main upper back exercise. They're easier on my shoulders right now. I had that shoulder fatigue. So we'll do the rows for a little while. So it's going to be all barbell lifts. Nothing but barbell lifts for a little while. Awesome. Not that weighted body weight exercises aren't fantastic. I think they are phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. But I've noticed I've kind of rotated back to all barbell stuff. And that's just fine. The only two things I think that are really worth doing for the most part. Barbell movements and weighted body weight exercises. You really don't need anything else, honestly. I think anything else you better damn well have a good reason to add it in. You better have a damn good reason. Otherwise, it is a waste of time. It's just my opinion. But, yeah, we failed on this one, and that's okay, man. That's it. That's a limit. 13 good work sets today, and then I got to train again tomorrow. It's all good. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.